All right, we are live. Welcome to the Ravit Show, everyone. I'm super excited because I have today the co-founder and CEO of StarTree and the head of product of StarTree with me. And we all know RTA is already happening. There was a keynote that happened. I'm super excited to chat with them today on the Ravit Show to discuss more about what's happening at StarTree in the Pinot community and what are the cool announcements that they have made. So without any further ado, let me bring on Kishore, who's the co-founder and CEO, and Chinmay, who's the head of product at StarTree. Welcome to the Ravit Show. Long time that we have been connected, but finally it's so nice to have you both on the show, and congrats on all the announcements that you all have, Kishore, you guys have just made like a few hours back, not even an hour back, I guess. But I'm excited. I'm pretty sure the community is super excited to learn more about what are the things that have happened, the announcements that you all have made. But just to start with, Kishore, can you tell us more about your background, why you built Pinot at LinkedIn, and then obviously you also created StarTree. So would love to know a little about that. And maybe after that, Chinmay, you can give a quick intro about yourself too.
Awesome. Again, first of all, thank you, Ravit, for having us on your show. I mean, you're doing a fantastic job.
Anytime.
It's our pleasure to be on this show. And regarding myself, I'm a hardcore distributed systems developer, right? That's kind of how I started my career back at Yahoo. And I built a lot of systems out there in Yahoo. Was very familiar with how Hadoop started and Zookeeper and all these cool technologies back in the days. I think LinkedIn is where I got the chance or the opportunity to build these systems from scratch. So earlier I was kind of a user and also a developer, but LinkedIn, I got a chance to build a database. If you're familiar with Espresso, it's kind of like MongoDB. So that's
Right.
pretty much all LinkedIn database. And as part of that, I also built the cluster management framework called Apache Helix. So a lot of companies
Mm-hmm.
actually use that framework to build other distributed systems. So overall, I had a lot of passion and to learn and build distributed systems. And that's kind of what got me into this opportunity of building Apache Pinot. And I think this was also in analytics space. And I was like, when I got this opportunity, I was like, there are so many analytic systems already there. Like, why are we building another one? And I kind of have this thing of asking too many questions, and that's was something that I really, because databases are hard. It's really hard to build databases, and that's where I think one of the interesting things that LinkedIn started doing was providing insights to their customers, to their members. And I think
Mm-hmm.
an amazing idea that I felt that because analytics is mostly restricted to internal folks within the company, like you think about BI when someone talks about analytics, but not many people think about providing analytics to your end users. And that was really an eye-opening thing for me. And then it was kind of mixing the two worlds the analytics world and also the OLTP world. So it was like the old
Mm-hmm.
workload with OLAP functionality, if you will, right? It's because you kind of have the analytics function, but now you are not serving like just tens of users within your company, but it's for millions of users, right?
Millions.
So if you kind of look at LinkedIn at that time, we had like almost 300 to 500 million members. So we had to serve analytics to them, and that's not easy, right?
It's
And
huge.
yeah, it's huge. And to add to that, your end users are not forgiving. If you go to a
Mm-hmm.
website, if it takes seconds to load, you're like just off, right? So you kind of had this unique challenge of solving the freshness that has to be in real time. It has to be low latency, and last but not the least, it has to be for millions of users. So it was like
Yeah.
you fit in all the problems that you can think of in distributed world, and that got us really excited. So me and my co-founder, we kind of took on this challenge and we built it. And we kind of, I remember going from 1,000 nodes to 75 nodes when we actually did this change. So the first version of who viewed my profile needed 1,000 nodes. So that was a huge breakthrough for us, right? I think after that,
Mm-hmm.
we kind of saw the power of this. And people don't believe it, like every second today there are 5,000 people looking at this page, just the who viewed my profile. And today, if, like almost 200,000 queries were running on just on LinkedIn and across all
Right.
products. So people don't realize when I say this, but if you're seeing any number on LinkedIn, you post an article, you post a lot of articles. And if you
True.
analytics on that, like who viewed that post, where did they come from. They're all actually coming from Pinot behind the scenes. So that's,
Oh, wow.
yeah, so it's huge.
Now, yeah, now I get to know, to be honest, I feel like I feel so good that we're talking about it, because every time, for as a creator or as in the business of media, we always about, okay, what are the numbers? What type of traction? What's working? What type of content works for the audience? So there are so many different types of problems which Pino is kind of solving behind the scenes, which I might have not known about it, because we often see it like just a metric. It's like, okay, we want to just get into the depth of it, and it becomes so easy right now to even, I know LinkedIn, came up with more deeper insights into the analytics too. So this is great. So how long was this? Like 5 years?
Yeah, so this was we open sourced in 2015, 2014 and 15, and then
Nice.
I think 2018 is when we donated it to Apache Software Foundation, and Uber was also another really big user of this technology. I mean, if you open Uber Eats today, and you look at like how long it takes for the restaurant to serve the order, that's actually coming
Right.
from. So every Uber Eats order gets into Pinot, and then you are getting insights, and then you kind of, as you mentioned, right, it's not as creators are leveraging this data, but we as consumers are also leveraging this data, because now you are seeing, oh, should I actually order in this restaurant or the other restaurant, who is taking more time. So these micro
True.
decisions is what I refer to them as. Like, these are not like big executive decisions where, like, okay, where am I building my next data center, right? Those things take a lot more data points, but these are like micro decisions, but it impacts everyone's life, right? So that's what I
Mm.
love about what we are doing here at with both Pinot and at StarTree, is like we are influencing and we are helping a lot of people make the right decisions with data. So Uber was another big thing, and even restaurant owners are now getting insights in real time, right? I mean, if you have probably a lot of audience in like India, like what's the best thing that is getting sold in the restaurant? Is it idli, vada, whatever it is, right? So it's like it's amazing to see that kind of an insight that the restaurant owner is getting, is like what are the most popular items, how long is it taking, because now he knows that if it takes long to deliver food, his orders will go down, so he can hire more
Mm.
people if he's taking more time. So it's like a lot of these things can actually change the way we think and act in our businesses. So that's kind of was a realize that's something that we realized. In fact, when I was in LinkedIn, and we were just building this because we just wanted to make things faster and cheaper and better, but we didn't really completely understand the business impact of it. That's when me and my co-founder, when we came out, we saw this, like, wow, Uber and LinkedIn has like leveraged technology, and we are like, why isn't everyone else doing this? And everyone pretty much
True.
has this data, and then Kafka and the streaming technology has also become popular, and a lot of people were just gathering this data, collecting this data, but then just dumping it into data lake. And I was like, wow, that's not the reason why we built Kafka at LinkedIn. We built a completely different purpose. And I think that's when we realized that we need to start a company to make everyone understand this and benefit from this technology. And 2020 we started the company. Lot more adoption after that, right? So
Yeah.
Stripe, I mean, you saw the Black Friday live dashboard of Stripe. That's actually was powered by Pinot behind the scenes. um,
Oh,
so Cisco, Walmart, Target, all of these companies are leveraging this technology. So really excited to see
wow.
where we started, and growing adoption of this technology.
I love it. And thanks for sharing all the details. Sometimes we don't even realize, these are the daily things. Like for me, if someone asks me that, do you look at your profile views, or do you look at your content, which is performing good, which is performing just okay? I'm doing it on a daily basis, maybe sometimes even hourly basis when we are on, obviously internet, but also for the food, right? You mentioned it's so important to, and that's like the most micro decision. But I think with Pinot, it's like millions of users are getting, obviously are using it in a way where they don't even know about it,
Yeah.
like us. So which is fantastic. Thanks for sharing that amazing backstory and how it all happened. Chinmay, very good to have you on the show as well. I know there are amazing things that you've done in this in the product as well. Would love to, obviously have a short introduction of yours, and then obviously I have a cool slide which I can pull up, and we can see the trajectory of obviously StarTree.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you for having us. So I was working alongside Kishore back in LinkedIn and working on similar products, but then moved on to Uber, and we were one of some of the, as Kishore mentioned, we were the early adopters of Pinot, and we saw huge business transformation to a point where
Right.
Pinot became critical to the business, right? So if Pinot cluster ever got impacted, there were questions asked directly by the CTO at the time on what's happening.
Wow.
So that really gave us the impression like this is an existential technology for the business, powering mission critical applications. So it
Yeah.
was the value was pretty clear of what Pinot can do to businesses around the world. And Uber Eats was one of the earliest examples of user facing analytics, as Kishore mentioned. And now pretty much every single food delivery, the major food delivery companies around the globe has adopted Pinot. So we jokingly
Wow.
say, anyone who's ordering food online is in some form or fashion interacting with Pinot today.
Pinot.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
I mean, Uber, and you have DoorDash, Cloud Kitchens, um,
Just
Just
Eats.
Eats, Zomato, Grab, yeah, like all of them.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah,
basically how I came to StarTree because of the tremendous business transformation it can do. People don't realize this, as you mentioned. They think analytics is internal and maybe throwaway, but this is where we see a big change. It's becoming a core part of your business nowadays.
Yeah, no, 100%. And this is the cool Apache Pinot plus StarTree journey that I wanted to even share with our audience. So, anything that you would want to share about the cool announcements that you recently made to Pinot in the 1.0 and 1.1 launches, Chinmay?
Sure. So in the 1.0, the big thing that we announced was the introduction of multi-stage engine and join query support. So in the past, users of Pinot had to pre-process the data and materialize everything before doing queries. Now they can do joins on the fly with the 1.0 release, and this really reduces the time to value. So they don't have to spend a lot of time thinking about how to do the data model, and they can just build their applications faster. And we have done a lot of optimizations to make these join queries run in a sub-second manner, which we can get into if you want. So that was a
Yeah.
big one in 1.0, and then in the next release, we have also announced a new vector index. So now you can store embeddings and do things like similarity search very quickly with Apache Pinot.
Okay, that's pretty interesting. Thanks for sharing those. And since you were, I also have like a few more slides. And obviously, just for our audience, want to also give a quick sneak peek into it. But anything else that you would like to share around, the announcements that were made today, and anything more that our audience should be aware of?
Yeah. So as Kishore mentioned, StarTree started with this particular focus. This is a great graph to look at, right? So you have so you basically focus started with real time and external facing analytics, where you're providing insights to your millions of your users. But then in the last few months or quarters or so, customers have been pushing us to do more with the same platform. And one of the pain points is on the internal analytics is around observability. If you can go to the next slide.
Yes.
So for many companies, they hit a scale where managing or analyzing metrics, logs, and traces, it becomes too expensive or too complicated with the existing solutions in the market. So we are announcing a private preview of our observability solution on top of StarTree. So this is a unique proposition where we are providing a disaggregated stack. So customers can choose the collection agents of their choice, whatever is being used in their infrastructure, and then they can use StarTree to manage, to store and query all the metrics, logs, and traces. And the best part is you can connect any of your preferred visualization tools on this platform. So you're not
Okay.
locked to any particular vendor for the whole thing, right? It's more flexible. You can fine tune what fits for your particular ecosystem.
Right.
And then the focus again is the engine itself is designed to be really fast, and cost efficiency is key here. And that's sort of the appeal of using this disaggregated solution. So once you have the data in this platform, you can of course build observability solution, but you can do many more things as well. The data is not locked in a vendor, which happens today.
That's awesome. I think that's one of the concern for a lot of users as well. Sometimes they feel that, oh, we're locked in and we just need to use this vendor. We can't go out and use a different like now it's more easier for them to just pick and choose and do whatever is convenient for your infrastructure and just
Correct.
make it more interesting. So that's awesome. I also heard about something which is about very exciting stuff. First of all, and something that which is like a limited special offer for free forever. Something around those lines. Can you tell us more about that, Chinmay? I've already shared the link though with our audience.
Yeah, so we had a trial experience before, but that was limited to 30 days. So now we are extending that to in a free forever model. So yeah, we can. It's
Yep.
So we can. There's a slide on this maybe towards the end if you want to pull that all the way to the end.
Yes.
Yes. So we have so all the benefits of StarTree Cloud that our existing customers use today. All the new developers can use it basically for free, and so this is really targeted to make developers' life easy. You can simply sign up on StarTree Cloud, and you get a workspace within seconds. So there's no need to wait for a cluster to be spun up or capacity to be provisioned. So you have an always-on cluster. You can simply sign up and start building applications on top. And the free
This is awesome.
Yeah, and the free forever takes the pressure off. So you're not pressurized to make a decision within 30 days.
Exactly.
Using it until you see the value, and then you can move to a more production-grade cluster if you choose to.
This is great. And thanks for sharing that. Very quickly, also want to ask a quick question to Kishore about what's on the horizon for Pinot and StarTree. Where do you see it going, and what's next big thing? I know there are already many big things that you've announced today, but anything that you would want to share with our audience today?
Yeah, I mean, as you saw, we had a lot of new announcements come in, so a lot of exciting stuff. I think if I add more, then Chinmay will not like me. Then I added more things on my plate. But I'm super excited about where this whole industry is going, right? I think I was just came out of my keynote, and I think if you kind of overall look at it, it's like we have gone from 5% of the data that's getting generated to be available in real time to 25% to 30% in the last 4-5 years. So it's the trajectory, the growth is like amazing, and it's exponential, and we see this more and more companies doing it. So I think what I'm really excited is like looking at all the different applications that people can actually build on top of a platform like this. And I'm super excited about more and more companies, right? I mean, every sector is now thinking about it. I was just talking about network telemetry. That's another area. Then you have fintechs. I mean, a lot of fintechs are actually now thinking about, hey, how can we reduce the time to insights from the events? So provide that kind of insights to the merchants, to our consumers. So I think I'm super excited about the applications. And I think once those applications come in, they bring in more requirements into the platform because they always want more, right? So that's
always
application level. That's kind of what I'm super excited about. From a product perspective and internal, I think the biggest thing is like becoming cloud native. So one of the things that Pinot had was local storage, attached local storage, and need for that, and that's changing now. So now we can actually provide the same kind of latency and throughput requirements, serve those queries, but the data being on S3. So a lot of cool enhancements that are that are happening within the platform to serve such use cases. So I think in conjunction with the cloud and a movement to the cloud, making sure that we provide any offering to the customers and meet where they are, and they can use either
Mm,
serverless, they can go to BYOC, they can go to SaaS. And last but not the least, we didn't want to limit any of the features. Like you basically get the same set of features across all of them. So overall,
mm.
the applications and what it allows us to do in the technology, I'm super excited about the combination of the two.
This is great, and these are fantastic insights. From what I hear, obviously from Kishore, you and Chinmay, I love how focused you all are on the users, on the community, and how much you make sure where the community also has the chance to use everything that you all are creating for them. But at the same time, you all are progressing very in a very good direction to make sure that one step at a time, but at the same time everything is out there for the community, that oh, you need features, you have all the access to it. And it happens only when a team does that hard work, so well done on that. And once again, I know you all are already having the conference which is on, but thanks for doing this, thanks for coming on the show and telling us about all the great announcements that you all have made at RTA. And definitely looking forward to learning more about what's happening. I'll definitely follow the next 2 days of RTA, and also for our audience, we'll keep them posted about what's happening. But once again, thanks for doing this, and to our audience as well, thanks for watching us today.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ravit, for having us on the show. It was a fantastic experience, and thank you for providing this coverage. And to all the audience, lots of exciting sessions. Definitely follow us on LinkedIn and YouTube as well. So we will be posting the videos, and looking forward
Yes.
to your feedback. And if you are enthusiastic about Pinot, we have an amazing Slack channel that you can actually join. We are always there,
Yep.
and I'm always there, and we learn a lot from the community, and we are looking forward to learning more. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for sharing, and I'll share all the links with our community as well, so they can go and have a join the community, join the Slack community, and even follow the StarTree social channel. Thanks once again, Kishore, Chinmay. It was lovely having you on the show.
Thank you so much.
See you.
Take care.
Thank you. All right.